Meanwhile, a former British Army officer reminisces about his adventures on the River Kwai.
So, we arrived at Camp 16 and were given the customary welcome from one Colonel Shaito.
And it is imperative the Kwai Bridge toilets are completed by May the 12th. You will work and officers will work. Rank has no privileges here. You men all equal here.
If I may, Colonel Shaito, I would draw your attention to Article 174 of the Geneva Convention, where it states quite clearly that British officers will not be required to wipe their own arses.
Indeed, this is war, not cricket. Your ridiculous rulebook has no meaning here.
We shall see. That evening we discussed the situation in the officers' mess. So you, Jenkins, will be in charge of the ballroom dancing classes. Now, gentlemen, is there any further business?
Say, Nicholson, are you limeys still going through with this thing about not wiping your own asses?
Really, you Americans, I'll have you know, British officers never wipe their own arses. That is a job for the enlisted man. Of course, I was unaware that our M.O., Clifton, was also trying to reason with Colonel Shaito.
And I tell you again, Colonel Shaito, Colonel Nicholson would sooner die than wipe his own arse.
That would be regrettable. Perhaps you, Dr. Clifton, can persuade him otherwise.
But I wasn't having any of it, and told Clifton so in no uncertain terms. I'm adamant. I will not have an officer from my battalion wiping his own arse. Can't you see, Clifton? If we give in now, there'll be no end to it. Of course, the enlisted men were very supportive and set about sabotaging the construction of this toilet block. Eventually, of course, Colonel Shaito was forced to see reason.
You know what will happen if this toilet block is not completed on time?
But it could be completed if you, Colonel Shaito, would see reason. Now, I have officers who have built toilet blocks all over India.
But I have seen British officers wipe their own backsides.
I can't speak for other commanding officers, but frankly, I'm appalled. Inform the men that there's to be no more sabotage.
Couldn't this be interpreted as collaboration?
Really, Clifton, we'll show these people what the British soldier is capable of. And so the toilets will now have to be rebuilt at the other end of the bridge.
I have already given the order.
Some of our sick and injured have agreed to a little light work, knitting toilet seat covers. Of course, it would save time, Colonel Shaito, if some of your men could be spared for arse-wiping duties, allowing our men to get on.
I have already given the order.
Now then, Wilkins, about the tap tops.